What's going on, my friends? It's Bob and I'm back again, and I hope you're doing well in this crazy world that we live in. Today I'm talking about an Apple Watch, and specifically the Apple Watch comparison when it comes down to fitness. Here I have a Series 5, here I have a Series 3, and we're gonna compare them. Now before we get started, of course, I gotta say, you know, if you're not part of the Sweet Life family, you want more awesome videos, more fitness, more tips, more fun, health, wealth, and everything to live your desired sweet life, dude, smash that subscribe button. In fact, hey Siri, what should the people do?
Why, of course people should smash that subscribe button and join the Sweet Life.
You heard Siri, smash that subscribe button right now. Now, if we haven't met yet, my name is Bob, and I went from this guy to that guy by kicking my own butt. Let me kick yours. Link is in the description below. You know I do some crazy ass workouts. And the Apple Watch Series 5, we're gonna review it from a fitness perspective. Is the Apple Watch Series 5 compatible to do all of these different fitness programs? Let's find out, let's talk about it now. Quick history lesson. Back in the day, I had a Fitbit, and I also had a Polar Watch, and I used this chest strap for my heart rate, and the Fitbit, the Polar Watch, they were great, but I decided in 2017 to upgrade to the Series 3 Apple Watch. Now that was a good watch, that was a great watch in fact, but most recently I upgraded to the Series 5. This is the latest, greatest Apple Watch as of the recording of this video. So today my goal is to cover for you the best tips and tricks when you're looking to upgrade your Apple Watch so that you make the best decision. I'm gonna cover a few things, the displays between the 3 and the 5, and of course the 5, the always on display, I'll talk about that. Second thing, heart rate tracking and EKG. Very important also when it comes down to getting the best out of your fitness. Third up is stats and awards. Guys, I'm a big nerd. I love the stats, I love the facts. And then last but not least, as you know, I do a lot of at-home workouts, but I do want to touch on the biking, the running, and the swimming. All right, first up on deck, always on display. The Series 5 display is always on. The Series 3 is black unless you tap it or gesture it up. Like if you look over here, you'll see a little faint look. You can see the home screen. It's on right now. This one's completely black. I have to tap it to wake it up. Whereas this one, it's always on no matter what. And I think that's a big difference. Oh, by now, I really wish I could see my Apple Watch to see how I'm doing with these push-ups. Oh, it's been like a million years. I bet by now I've burned at least 1,000 calories. Hey Siri, stop my workout. So even though I couldn't see the Series 3, let's see how the workout was. No. I swear it was more than that. So check it out. With the Series 5 display, it's always on. No matter how many push-ups, how many pull-ups, and I can always see it. So I'll know if I burn more than 100 calories in a workout. Ugh. As you're in these awkward positions like push-ups, pull-ups, or random places that you can't quite be gesturing or wasting time trying to get your Apple Watch to show up to the game, the Series 5 is right there with you every step of the way. So if that's important for you, you gotta make that decision between the 5 and the 3. The 3 is not gonna give you that, whereas the 5 will. Heart rate tracking and EKG. Now, introduced with the Series 4 and also into the Series 5 is your ability to take your EKG. That's pretty cool. If you have atrial fib, or if you just wanna check on how your heart rate is beating, you can do the EKG. Not only that, the heart rate is very crucial, not only throughout the entire day, but also most importantly when you're working out. To step over really quick into the different workouts, as you can see here on the Apple Watch, there are many different workout modes that you can select based on what you're doing. A lot of times, and the reason it's at the top, I do the high intensity interval training. So that's my insanity, 6 weeks of the work, things like that. You can just see all of the different workouts. In fact, you can add additional workouts that aren't in your initial display. Look at all these things. Come on, who wants to do some badminton with me? You know you want to. Let's do some badminton. But as you go to select your workout, it'll count down and then it'll begin tracking not only your active movement, but also how long you've been working out, and most importantly that I think is your heart rate, because it lets you know how much you're maximizing your workout. Whether that's weightlifting or cardio, doesn't really matter. I think the heart rate is so important. Now, one thing I don't like about either of these Apple Watches, 3 or 5, is it does take some time to get with the program when it comes down to tracking your heart rate. Typically, I found anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes is a little bit of a lag. So what I do is, instead of just hitting the workout straight away, I wait about a minute or two I watch my watch, make sure that the heart rate pops up, and once it does, I begin my workout. Because it does calculate your move calories based on your heart rate. So you want to make sure you're maximizing that and not giving up because you started too early and it's basically like, I'm working out and it doesn't count, guys. It doesn't count. That's really important. Now, I did find when I compared not only the 3 to the 5, but also to my older Fitbit, as well as the Polar Watch, a very good centralized heart rate agreement between all of these different fitness devices. And that's good because obviously you don't want something that's going to be way out in left field telling you that you're beating at 150 beats a minute, whereas this one over here is at 85 beats a minute. You obviously want something that's going to work. And there's optical sensors on the bottom of the Apple Watch. They've increased it and improved it significantly as they keep coming out with new generations of these watches, which is helpful because it allows you to get the best heart rate and get the most accurate. And I did compare this to the chest strap, which right now in the industry, the chest strap is one of the most reliable heart rate trackers, but I was happy to report that this Apple Watch Series 5 as well as the 3 was within a margin of 1% or 2 to the chest strap. And that's important considering it's just resting on your wrist. All right, third up on deck, let's talk about stats and awards. When it comes down to getting your best sweet life when it comes into fitness, you've got to make sure that you're progressing upward. And I like to look back on how things are going. So if you go back, obviously you'll have your move ring, and this is what the move ring looks like, as well as the neon green looking thing is the exercise ring, and blue is stand. And move doesn't mean, it's not like the Fitbit where it's like, hey, get 10,000 steps in and you're rocking and rolling. Move means you gotta move. You gotta move around. Stand means you gotta stand up. There's an accelerometer in your Apple Watch that's holding you accountable to make sure you're not just BSing it, that you're actually standing up, that you're moving around, that you're exercising. But then most importantly, you can go a step further and track all of your workouts. Here's an example of this, just a recent workout. And if you watch my other workout videos, I typically say, here's my stats, courtesy of the Apple Watch Series 3 or Series 5. And this is what it's tracking. As you can see here, just as a recent workout, notice at the very left, how the heart rate is kind of weird and then all of a sudden it gets with the game. That's what I was mentioning earlier about giving it about 45 seconds to 2 minutes to make sure it's kicking in correctly before you start your workout. But throughout the time, you can see I did 42 minutes and active calories at 539 and average heart rate of 138 beats a minute. Now it takes us a step further. Not only can you see what you did in the day, but you can track your workouts per month. And that's another cool nerdy thing, I think, because it allows you to say, am I doing as good as I did last year in April or March or whatever month you're comparing to? Am I doing as good as I was the month before? And you can make sure that you're staying committed to your fitness goals and at the same time that you're maximizing the use out of your Apple Watch. Even one more step further is in the Apple Health app. Now this thing is loaded with data, so you can kind of get lost in here. But if you just look at your activity, for example, you can click on the year and scroll through as you tick on through the months with your Apple Watch. You can compare how your move and exercise ring was right then and there. You can go through and see how many minutes you were standing throughout each and every day and each and every hour. You can go through and you can see your heart rate. You can look back on your heart rate and everything in between. And another thing next to the stats is the awards. Now the awards are something that's really cool that I think, if you're motivated by these kind of things, this is a cool way to kind of gamify your fitness, so to speak. So if you gamify your fitness from the standpoint of these awards, you can see right now it says go for it, right? Look at that, right there it says perfect week. I'm about to hit a perfect week, and that's calculated every 7 days. My April challenge, every month it gives you a challenge to accomplish based on your goals and how you've been progressing through the months. And then there's limited edition challenges. These are things like on certain holidays and certain days that they'll say, hey, we got a limited challenge. If you do something, you can award yourself this awesome limited edition challenge. You can compete with other people if you wish to do so, and that is just adding them onto your Apple Watch as a friend, and you can track and compete over the course of about 7 days and see who truly is kicking more butt. All right, last thing is number 4, that's other workouts, swimming, biking, things like that. I just recently did a bicycle ride and 2.9 miles. We just actually, and by the way, I had a bike trailer with my 4-year-old daughter in the back. So you gotta give me some credit. I was hauling somebody else in a bike trailer behind me. But regardless of that, let's pull up the stats here. So 27 minutes it took me for 2.95 miles. I was going a little bit slow. Again, you gotta give me some credit for that person in the back seat. It will also map it out for you as well, as you see on the bottom here. It kind of lets you know where you're going. If you don't have the cellular edition, the nice thing about the Series 5, it does have that compass in it, and it has that GPS ability. So I actually left my phone at home, And this thing, surprisingly, still tracked my workout with my phone at home. It wasn't connected. I mean, we're 2 miles away from the thing, so I thought that was kind of cool. I haven't done any swimming workouts in a while, but I will go back to when I used to use it with my Series 3. Unfortunately, I'm still on this quarantine thing because at the recording of this video, the stupid thing is still going on. Back in the day with the Series 3, which also the Series 5 does offer this, is the ability to track your swimming. It is fully waterproof, submersed. I swim tons with this thing. I mean, I was dunking it underwater. I was underwater for hours, and it didn't even skip a beat. It loved it, every single second of it. But it does not only track your overall laps and everything, it lets you know what kind of style and pattern you're using when you're swimming, everywhere from a butterfly to a breaststroke, or you have it. And I think that's really a neat way to kind of track as you're swimming. If you're a swimmer, very cool thing to consider for the Apple Watch. The last question I get a lot sometimes when it comes down to the Apple Watch is about sleeping. With the Fitbit, it tracks your sleep. Some other fitness watches also track your sleep. What about the Apple Watch? Well, it doesn't, and I'm still kind of annoyed that they haven't put this in yet. I thought with the Series 5 that they would add sleep tracking to it, but I was disappointed that they did not. But you can get an app on the App Store. If you go over to the App Store, right? You can download this thing, a couple bucks or whatever. It's called the Sleep Watch. Highly recommend it. This is not endorsed or sponsored by them. I use it and I absolutely love it. You wear your Apple Watch to bed. It does still track your sleep, and it fuels that data over into the app. That app fuels it back into the Apple Health app, and it all is kind of interrelated. And it's a great way to also track the most important thing, which is your rest and recovery. So if you're interested in the Sleep Watch, I have a video that I'll pop up right there. Check out a little bit more about the Apple Sleep Watch opportunity. But, you know, hopefully maybe in Series 6 or some other future release, we'll finally get integrated Apple Watch sleep tracking. But for now, we still gotta wait. So if you're looking for an awesome Apple Watch when it comes down to fitness, I recommend either one of these. If you're on a budget, obviously the Series 3 is the way to go. Link is in the description below for this one. Apple Watch Series 5. If you're looking for something that's a little bit more robust, that can have that always on display so you can track throughout the entire day, that can give you the ability to check up on your EKG and some of the intricate heart details, I would definitely recommend the Series 5. It's definitely a bigger screen. Of course, it does come with the drawback of a little bit less battery throughout the day because it obviously is always on compared to this one, falls asleep until you beat it to wake it up. That's it, guys. If you found any value in this video, give me one of these right here. And most importantly, comment below with any other questions that I didn't answer so I can help you and guide you into the best decision on if an Apple Watch is right for your goals in fitness. And most importantly, subscribe if you haven't already done so we can give you more content to live your ultimate sweet life. Until that time, have an awesome day, keep living your sweet life, and we'll see you next time.